Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video coming straight to you on Saturday the 30th of May. Hallelujah, we're there. We can finally pre-order new products again. It's been a long time and Games Workshop are back releasing with a vengeance. There's been a lot of news which we'll get through. And they've just put up all of the engine war, all the new Adeptus Mechanicus products on the web store today. So this is my channel. Welcome. Welcome if you're a new subscriber. I've seen the subscriber count increase in the past few weeks. So the way my channel works at the moment is I am releasing a video every single day, mainly Warhammer 40,000 or Horus Heresy related. And I've been releasing daily videos since November 2019. I've managed to keep up that pace since then. And I recently released a statement to say I would continue doing that because of all of you guys that have bought your models from Element Games. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm now able to release these daily videos throughout all of June, July and August. I don't do this as a job. I have a full-time job and then a couple of other jobs as well. So I'm very limited in my time and my hobby time. I'm not sent anything for free and I try and cover all of the new releases, which is why it's very rare for you to see any painted models because I literally just don't have the time between working and building all the new releases and making videos of them. Anyway, let's get on to the video today because it's a really good one. So if you want to support the channel, as always, you know what to do. Just like the video, subscribe, leave a comment. The interaction through the YouTube is cheapest and quickest ways to support this channel. I do have an option for you to donate as little as like $1 a month or so for 30 Warhammer 40,000 videos, and thank you to you new Patreons that have recently donated. If you want to support the channel without it costing you any money directly, I would suggest you buy your models and hobby goodness from this web store called Element Games. They do ship worldwide. You get 15 to 25% off. Just please do use my affiliate link below. You literally click on it, sign in and buy your models, and a lot of you have done that recently, so thank you so much. As I say, it doesn't cost you any money to do that and it really does help this channel out and will allow me to get the new releases and bring you the unboxings and first looks and reviews of them on the day of release. For years now, I've praised the fact that I can give you the unboxings and first looks on the day that they actually come out. These things are expensive. It's an expensive hobby. Yes, there are other expensive hobbies, of course, but one of the main goals of this channel and the content and the videos is to show you the models firsthand, to equip you with the right knowledge and information to make an informed decision whether certain products are worth your hard-earned cash. They're the ways you can support the channel straight away. Let's go on to the news of this whole week really on the Warhammer community website. If we go down to about a week ago, I did do a video with the big reveal, the big Warhammer 40,000 9th edition trailer, and I went in depth into look at the new Necron models and the Primaris models that are coming. So if we go back to say the 23rd of May or so, this is when we had the big reveal for these models right here, taken from the Necron potato cam. So you got a new Primaris, you get the new Necrons, you get this awesome Scorpec Lord. I think that's the theme that they're going for. You get this awesome looking new Primaris Lieutenant. Yes, finally another Lieutenant. And then you get a big picture here of all the new Necron goodness. And I'll try and get every single one of those new models for you first to look at on this channel. You get Primaris with chainswords now. They finally made them in those weapons. You get these Blade Guard Primaris, and then you get these awesome looking bikes too. And I want to say it's a Justicar, but it's not. It's a Judicia or Judiciar. I don't know, but anyway, it looks pretty cool. Moving up, we had the Sunday preview, which I put up a few pictures on the old Instagram. It's just super_Saiyan, and this is what we had up for pre-order today. We'll go through these on the store in a moment. So you've got the Engine War Book 7 limited edition book. You've got the standard edition. They've released the Tech Priest Manipulus separately. The Cerberus Raiders and the Sulphur Hounds. They're the Sulphur Hounds, and they're the Cerberus Raiders. The Hounds are the ones with the flamers on their mouths, I think. And then you've got the Sterilizers and the Skystalkers, along with the Archaeopter, and a new Start Collecting Mechanicus set, as well as Sons of the Selenar. Now, I put up a video, I think it was Monday morning, of a little first look at the Sons of Selenar. It looks like a large book, but it's not. It's not a standard size Siege of Terror book, which is normally 300 to 400 pages. This is only 180 pages, so it's more of a novella. So just bear that in mind if you're thinking about pre-ordering that today. And it is also available on Element Games for £14 instead of the £18 that Games Workshop are asking for. So moving up in the news for the week, there was an article on Pariah, the designing of the Archaeopter. You could sign up with your email address to win 40k box of goodness. There was a rumour engine with a little owl. I'm presuming that is something to do with the Realm Lords dissecting the 40k trailer. New rules for the Adeptus Mechanicus. They've got a few little extra bits that can be added to their units. Dawn of Fire revealed. So this new Black Library novel takes place kind of present day, with Gilliman and all the rest of his chums. There are some recommended books as well. I've read these, all by Chris Raitt, fantastic author, and he really captures the spirit of the grim, dark sort of 40k universe at the moment. Fantastic novels, really recommend you read them. Guy Haley, I've got a few books of his as well, such as Belisarius Call and Titan Death, and I know that he's going to do a very, very good job with this Avenging Sun. Don't let the cover of the book put you off. I'm still going to get this despite this cover. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's the age-old saying, never judge a book by its cover. But some of you may like this cover. For me, it doesn't work. And then there's some new rules for the Chaos Knights, Regimental Standard, Murder of Crows, Lights Camera action figures. So they've got some new action figures to recreate your own trailer. So these are the ones in the trailer. I'm not sure about these. I'm not completely sold. I think they're trying to push this action figure envelope a little bit. I mean, compared to the miniatures, they need to get these things right. And I'll admit there is a lot of detail, but the colours are just kind of too contrasty for me and too singular. You know, the metallic is too silver in my opinion, especially on the edge of the gun. The green is very, very fluorescent. There is a lot of detail though in chips and scarring and bullet marks and corrosion and things. So I think they've done a good job there, but I just think having it in the 4 colours is, it looks a bit like simplistic to me, even though they've got that detail. And of course they make them look incredible here. But you've got a bolt gun that's all just metallic colour. And then you look down here, and you've got some that you can paint yourself, which probably would be the better option to go for, undoubtedly actually. New rules for Imperial Knights, Skulls for the Skull Throne 4, The Great Game, so a little article about the Chaos Gods there, pretty good. 9 ways to prepare for the 40k new edition. Know Your Knights, a nice little article showcasing the different size knights for both Imperial and Chaos, and then new rules for Chaos Demons. So there's some juicy ones in that article too. And that's pretty much it. I would check back on the community website tomorrow. That is usually in the afternoon. I'd say late afternoon actually, but 3 or 4 o'clock. That's typically when they put up an article explaining the new releases for the week after. I really do wonder what they're going to have up there for next week. There's a lot of hype now about the 9th edition and the new box set and things. However, they've just released a load of models and the Engine War book. It's £200 worth of stuff or so. And, to then release these box sets and things would be great, but it'd be interesting to see just how quick they move in terms of putting all their new releases and pre-orders up for the next few weeks. We've still got Lumineth Realm Lords, still got a load of Forge World products to be released, and you've got the 9th edition with new models, with a load of new models for both Primaris and Necrons. So anyway, without further ado, let's jump on over to Forge World, where there is nothing up for pre-order, and Forge World is still kind of closed. You got available to order there, but if you click on one thing, you can't actually buy it. And yeah, it's a shame that Forge World have sort of suffered more than the Games Workshop store. Hopefully they'll bounce back in a couple of weeks, but you've got to remember that a lot of their models are kind of built to order. Of course, they'll have lots in stock, but not too many items. We've got a few nice Forge World models coming though. We've got the Word Bearers, Praetors, I think, and I think we've got Loken, as well as a few other things. So nothing's happening with Forge World right now. Let's jump on over to Games Workshop and have a look at all of these juicy pre-orders. So straight away on the first page, you've got Engine War, a nice limited edition book there. You've got to look at all the new models. Specifically, you've got the Sulphur Hounds at the front and the Cerberus Raiders there. You've got some Scutari on the side, along with an Archaeopter. 1, 2, 3, 4 Archaeopters, and then you've got the Taraxi milling about. I thought there'd be more Taraxi in the scene. I thought they'd really promote them a bit more, but yeah, it seems like they're promoting the Archaeopter and the sort of start collecting set, even though you haven't got the Tech Priest there or Engine Seal, whatever he is. And we go to the next page. Oh, just go back. And you've got available for 2 weeks only. You've got the hardback editions. This is really a bit of pressure, really, for it's kind of a fear of missing out thing, that you only 2 weeks isn't really a long time, especially if you get paid monthly, like the majority of us do. You know, to have these 5 books, if you just click order now, I think they're about £95 for 5 books. Typically they are £20 each or so. I think when these first came out they must have been £16 or £18, but still, if you want all of these books in hardback, you've only got your 2 weeks to get them. I've got some in softback, some in hardback, some in the new format, some collector's editions, so I'm not really that fussed. They are nice, but are they kind of twice the price nice? It really depends on your collection and what you're after. Anyway, moving on, let's click the new and exclusive tab, and we'll click on pre-orders, and we'll view all, and we'll go high to low, and straight away, as I say, almost £200 worth of new releases there. It says this week's new Adeptus Mechanicus pre-orders, £152, but it literally only consists of 4 things: the Tech Priest Manipulus, the Archaeopter, the Taraxi Skystalkers, and the Cerberus Raiders. So just the 4 things. You don't even get the book, you don't even get anything extra from buying these 4 things together. Bit of a shame, bit of a missed opportunity again. Then you've got that Horus Heresy print on demand collection, then the Start Collecting Adeptus Mechanicus collection. So you've got Start Collecting plus the Codex. Don't save any money though. Moving down, you've got the Archaeopter, the 3 different variants. They are just one set though, so I'm still deciding which one I'm going to be building. I'll have a good look at the rules in Engine War and make a decision. I'm kind of leaning on the Stratoraptor, the kind of gunship version, rather than the Transvector or the bomber, but we'll see. It looks really nice. It's expensive. I really do think that is expensive. I would have much preferred it at kind of £40 or £45. I think £60 is sort of like almost Forge World prices. This seems to be the new norm for their prices now. If you look at just the little Impulsor grav tank for Primaris, which can't carry 10 Primaris, that's £45, which is a huge amount. If you thought the Scorpius was expensive at £45, yeah, add another £15 to this one, and you know, I wonder how many sprues it will be. My gut feeling is it's just going to be 3 sprues, but you know, they don't even show it. They will tell you that it consists of 94 plastic components, which isn't that many in the grand scheme of things. Zephyrin box set, which is £35, consists of 20 more parts than this. Yes, they are larger, but do they arguably have more detail? It's nice that you get 3 options in the box, but I've got a sneaky suspicion the different versions are kind of locked in and you won't be able to swap them out. And for £60 kit, for me, from a design point of view, that's where I would be reaching for. You want your customers to spend £60 on this flying vehicle that you can't swap the weapons out and you can't change it to be a Stratoraptor or a Transvector or a Fusilier. No, it needs to be a £60 vehicle that you can swap the loadouts and use it in different ways. Because expecting people to buy 2 or 3 of these, 3 of these is almost £200. That's a huge amount for sort of 3 plastic kits. But it is a flyer, and with the comments I've read, customers wanted flyers. They wanted a way of transporting their Skitarii across the battlefield, and that's what we're getting. It's progress, and I think it's more progress than that Scorpius tank that we got, where opinions were divided. I prefer it, and I think it'll look great with the Taraxi. Anyway, speaking of which, we'll have a look at those in a moment, but you've got to start collecting Adeptus Mechanicus. A couple of years ago, they sort of crept up to £55-60, and that's now the norm. They still offer value, of course, because that tank itself is £45, so you're paying £15 for the Skitarii and the engines here. Just because I wanted one of these tanks. And what I will do is just use the Skitarii in here with the Secutarii upgrade set from Forge World and build myself 10 Secutarii to protect my Warlord Titan. Yeah, I know. Titans need protection. Well, if you've read Titan Death, you'll completely understand why they need a bit of infantry protection. Anyway, I think this is missing. I think it's missing another unit. If it had 3 Cataphron destroyers or breachers or whatever, or if it had an Iron Strider, I think that should have been included with this. On top of the models you see, the Skitarii have been out now since 2015 or so about 5 years. They've clearly got a lot of them to be bundling them in this set, and I'd like to know how many sort of Iron Striders they've got. But it would have been great if they just had a Dreadnought type unit in with this set, and the one that comes to mind is an Iron Strider, and I think many people would have jumped for it. But just to have your standard troop choice and a little HQ and the tank just doesn't sell it to me. On that level. They could have had the Manipulus. That would have been a great idea to have the Manipulus in there. That would have definitely sold more rather than having the cheapest sort of HQ choice. Maybe not the Tech Priest Dominus, because that's been around again for 5 years and many people will have had that model or a couple of them. But the Manipulus, the Scorpius and a squad of these would have still been alright, or have these but with the Iron Strider, because that is a cheap HQ unit, that's a cheap troop choice, but just an expensive tank. That's my thoughts on it. Moving down then, you've got the Engine War Collector's Edition. It's £50. It contains 120 pages. Thank you Games Workshop, love it when you do that. So it's a thick book. It's pretty decent. 120 pages is good size. To put that in perspective for you, that's exactly the same number of pages as the Codex Imperial Knights, and that was a good decent sized book. Not quite as many pages as Chaos Demons or even Chaos Space Marines. That was a good chunky book of about 150 pages or so, but still that's a decent size. I can't comment on all of the other Psychic Awakening books, but certainly compared to Faith and Fury and The Phoenix Rising, the 2 that I have, there's about 30 pages more in this book. So I'm looking forward to a chunky Psychic Awakening book, finally. This is, in my opinion, the number of pages that they should have all had from the start. But it's book 7. You've got exciting background information, you've got missions, you've got expanded army rules for Adeptus Mechanicus, Imperial Knights, Warlord traits. You've also got rules for Chaos Knights, Demons, and also fielding Exalted Demons. The Collector's Edition, you get 4 short stories that were released. I don't really like that they put the stories in just the Collector's Edition. Behind this paywall, you're having to pay double to get 4 short stories. I think the short stories should always be in the book, and the only thing extra for this Collector's Edition should be sort of the page keeper, the change in the cover and the quality of the pages. But to have sort of content siphoned away, it's particularly fiction. I don't think that's a good move. That's the collector's edition. You've got the standard edition down here for £25. That's about the same price point as the other Psychic Awakening books. But let's have a look at these Taurasi Skystalkers. But anyway, you've got the Skystalkers here. These are the ones with the flechette carbines. The kit is supplied with 115 parts, so £35. I have only ordered one box of these. I'm not really sure which ones to go for. I think I might go for these sterilisers rather than these. They look quite cool, but yeah, I may pick up another box at some point, but I think £35 is quite expensive considering it's only 5 miniatures. This is, you know, if you're looking at £40, you're almost at Forge World prices. Considering these Seraphim are £32.50, I know that's only £2.50, but before we know it, we're at the stage where 5 assault flying infantry are £40, which, yeah, we're almost at that £10 per plastic miniature point, and I've got a sneaky suspicion this is either 3 sprues or it could only be 2. We'll find out next weekend. Anyway, the wings are quite large, and it is a kit where you can build 2 different units, but still, I think they should be a little bit cheaper, definitely in the same price as the Seraphim and Zephyrim, which only came out a few months ago actually, but I totally accept that the wings are much larger. Okay, moving down then, let's just have a look at the sterilisers as well while we're here. So these are the sterilisers. I really like this flechette blaster weapon. That looks a bit bendy, but it might just be the camera angle that they've used. But these ones have the phosphor torches, long-barreled flamer weapons. Same kit, but different unit. And that's the same for these Raiders and the Sulphur Hounds. Now, again, £35. It would have been nice to see all 3 for £30, then you've got £10 each. If this follows suit, I would say that those 3 Primaris Bikers will either be £35 or they could even push it to £40. I think that there will be 3 in the set though. But anyway, these are the Raiders, and these ones have on these kind of mechanical horse type mounts, these steeds, and they are equipped with galvanic carbines and cavalry sabres for melee combat. I don't know whether we can see the sabres. There's a sabre there, and there's the carbine there, but I'm having difficulty in trying to find the sabres on the others. But they must be there somewhere, probably on the other side. And then these are the Sulphur Hounds. I like these models a lot. I love the idea of either mechanical creatures or the zoomorphism aspect to Mechanicum. I've recently just completed my Anacharis Scoria review. He has a zoomorphism of a scorpion, and these have, you know, the horses or the dogs. Absolutely brilliant. And these Sulphur Hounds have the flamers from the mouths, and they're equipped with these phosphor pistols, and one can carry this multi-barreled phosphor carbine, which is this thing. It looks like some kind of chain gun type weapon. I think they're awesome. I think these and the Raiders offer a decent enough variety for me to have got 2 sets, and I have. So I've pre-ordered a Raider set and a Sulphur Hound set, as opposed to getting the 2 Taurasi. I've only got 1 Taurasi. So you'll see first looks and unboxings of both of these units next weekend. Then you've got the standard edition of Engine War. Okay, now I've just looked at this right here, and it says 104 pages. So unfortunately it's only going to be about 10 pages more than the previous books. I didn't expect that there's going to be 16 extra pages in the collector's edition, which is quite considerable when you think of it. That's almost 20% more content, which is, yeah, quite considerable with the collector's edition. I hope that this doesn't continue, and I hope this doesn't spill over to Forge World books, where you pay your, and I've got Forge World books myself, but where you pay £80, and then if you buy the soft cover for, I don't know, 30 or 40, you'll miss out on 30 or 40 pages. I think that would be a wrong direction to go in. Anyway, that's a little bit of a blow. Then you've got the Tech Priest Manipulus, £22.50. He was originally available in the Kill Team set, but you can now get him in his little clamshell pack. Quite pricey, if I say so. He's 50p more than a normal Tech Priest Dominus, but then again, I think there is a fair bit going on. You can modify him though. You can change this ranged weapon, and you can change his head. It looks like you can have a longer head. Still got his finger there, or his hands meshed together. So yeah, you've got a couple of options. So there you go. He's the most expensive Tech Priest now. Well, not including Belisarius. And then you've got all of these hardback books and the Sons of Selenar up for pre-order. And that's it. That is all of the pre-orders for Games Workshop today and all the news. What do you guys think? Are you a big fan of the Archaeopter, but not the price? Which models or which sets will you be pre-ordering today or purchasing next weekend? As I said at the start, if you use my affiliate link below to buy any of these off Element Games, that really helps the channel out and helps me continue making these daily videos. I appreciate it immensely. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.